is like the lenient opinion about Rav Yehuda ben Lakish. Okay. And we said, if you put a kli under a candle that's dripping, you cannot benefit from the shemen that dropped there because the shemen is not muchan. Talking about a moisture shemen should be never aser. But Rab Shimon matir, because he doesn't hold bichlal of muktzah. Mishnah. Mitatul in their chadash avalo yosher. What about a candelabra itself? So if it's new, you can move it. But a nair that's been used before, so it's not disgusting with wax all over it. Rashi says, why can you be mitatul in their chadash she'eno mos? You could use it for something else. But avalo yoshem, the muktzah machmas miusu. So slowly we're going to be developing the various muktzahs. Muktzah machmas mius, muktzah machmas malacha, muktzah machmas different reasons. Muktzah machmas isser. So here we have the concept of muktzah machmas mius. Rabbi Shimon Omer kol aneros metaltalin. He says he again doesn't hold of muktzah. Even a nair yoshan, you could move. The only thing he doesn't allow is chutz min nair doilik. A lit candle you can't move because shema you're going to come to extinguish it. On Rabbanon, metaltalin ner chadash avalo yoshan de Rabbi Yehuda, because Rabbi Yehuda holds of muktzah machmas mius. Rab Meir Omer, kol aneros metaltalin, chutz min aner shidliku bo b'Shabbos. So he still hasn't gotten to the point of muktzah machmas mius. But since this candle was burnt, this was used, you had lit it for Shabbos lights, and then the candle burnt out. That's a new concept of muktzah machmas isser. Since it was usser for some, even for 30 minutes, it was usser, then it remains usser the whole Shabbos. Rab Shimon Omer, no. He says that even a nair that was illegal over Shabbos, he doesn't hold of that muktzah. You could carry them. But chutz min nair adodik b'Shabbos. But he doesn't allow you to carry a candle that's burning. It has nothing to do with muktzah. It has to do with kibui. Zera mishum of kibui. Rashi says, Shema Yichaba Ner. Comes his son. Now remember, this is Reb Shimon Bar Yochai, who was in the cave for 11 years, or however long he was there, with his son, Rabbi Eliezer. So, Rabbi Eliezer, Reb Shimon Omer, you can be mistapik min aner hakoveh. That means he allows you that if you had a candle burning on Shabbos, you can use the shemen from that candle that's dripping. Even while the candle is burning. So he's certainly not worried about kibui. He certainly would allow you to move the candle. Not only that, he allows you to use the shemen. So he's even more makel regarding muktzah than his father Reb Shimon. Well, Rashi says, "Minaner hakaveh, the kiven the kaveh v'hoylech, it's extinguished away. Lo machayev su mishum machabeh. So there's no problem of being machabeh. So he allows you to do it. So again, that's to use the shemen. Mistapik mishtami nashem machabeh, umin hashem mitapte b'naner afilu b'shasha ner doilik. That means shemen that dropped into the kli, he allows you to use once it's been extinguished. While it's burning, he only allows you to use shemen that's dripping, not that it accumulates into the kli. Okay. We hold, the Shulchan Aruch says, Ner shadolak b'Shabbos osur b'tiltul. A candle that was used for Shabbos, you can't touch it. Remember, we have this concept of migul, this katsoy ben hashmoshes, it's kasel kuliyama. So a different svar. Since it was already muktzah, ben hashmoshes, it remains muktzah the whole day. And moiser Hashem and Shabbat b'Shabbos, I'm reading the Shulchan Aruch, also l'shimush b'Shabbos, can't use it on Shabbos. Kiven shayim muktzah b'Shabbos ben hashmoshes. The Magen Avraham says the same svar. Same thing on Yontif, says the Ramah. Can't use it on Yontif either. Back to the Gemara. Amr Abaya. Reb Shimon Sover Kavua B'Chada. He holds like his father in one respect. And he argues with his father in the other respect. Sover Kavua B'Chada, the Leslie Muktzah. Right? We can see that he's leaning regarding Muktzah. Kava in. Lo Kava lo. Remember, Reb Shimon did not allow you to move it unless it extinguished. If it had not extinguished, he doesn't allow you to move. You, Sarav Gav Loy Kava. He allowed you to be mishtamish with the shemen. Right? So there is cholik with his father. Then he says, a kos is a small implement that they used for candle, for lighting. Uka'ara is like a dish. The ashashit is like a larger, like a lantern. It says lo yazizem im koma. You can't move them. Now, Maishna honey. So here, Rav Shimon, this is Rav Shimon. Rav Shimon asks you to do even these things. So the Gemara says Rav Shimon normally allows you to move a candle. Why these not? Amr Ula is not Rav Shimon. Seif Hasan Rav Yehuda. See, this is going to appear later on in the next Mishnah. So this next Mishnah is not Rav Shimon. We've left Rav Shimon. It's just Rav Yehuda. Asking Lomar Zutra, Ihachi, what's the language of aval? What do you mean aval kosuka ara? That doesn't make sense if it's Rav Shimon. If it's Rav Yehuda doesn't allow anything. Lomar Zutra, Lola Rav Shimon. So it is Rav Shimon. The chikasha Rav Shimon, then there's Zutra the daiti Eloi. By a small candle, Rav Shimon allows. He knows that candle is going to extinguish on Shabbos because it's a very small candle, doesn't hold a lot of shemen. And therefore, he has in mind to be mishtamish with the shemen that's there on that same day. So that's why it's min amuchan. Avalhani, but these are very big, the nefishi, and therefore they have a lot of shemen in there. He doesn't have in mind, his das is not on. Lo. Rabbi Shimon allowed even in a ka'ara. Versus Hasam car do me the near. It's talking about a small ka'ara. And Hacha ka'ara do me the kos. If it's bigger, then he will ask her. Amrav Zera. Pamot. Rashi says menorah shel mateches, a metal candelabra. Ve'ena ma'usa. And it therefore, I guess, maybe like our silver ones, which remain nice. The divrei amatir. According to Rabbi Shimon, who's normally the matir, he asers to move it. The divrei oisa, which is normally Rabbi Yehuda, muter. Remember, because the pomud is not mos, and Rabbi Yehuda only has muktzah machmas mius. If it's not mos, he's not muktzah. But Rabbi Shimon, if it's big, remember Rabbi Shimon said he agreed that it would be aser because he doesn't have his mind on all that shemen. So the Gemara makes a cute statement that this is an example where the one who asers matir is one who matir is asers. So the Gemara doesn't accept that. The Maimed Ravidu Muktzah Machmas Mius Islay, Muktzah Machmas Isser Leslay. What that seems to imply, because a pamot she liku ba b'Shabbos. We're talking about one of these candelabras that was lit on Shabbos and then got extinguished. So Rabbi Yehuda matir. Well, how could Rabbi Yehuda matir? He doesn't just hold of muktzah machmas mius. Fine, it's not mos, but it was used for Isser on Shabbos. You lit your Shabbos candles with it, so it was also machmas, muktzah machmas Isser. You can move candelabras made out of metal. As long as what? Chutzpah aner shedliku b'Shabbos. Unless you use it for Shabbat. Why? Because that was muktzah machlas isser. In fact, the Gemara has to amend what it said. One of these nice metal candelabras that don't get moles. Different kol aser. Both Rab Shimon, because he, not because of muktzah, he because there's a lot of shemen in there, and therefore his das is not on the shemen. And of course, Rabbi Yehuda will aser because it's muktzah machlas isser. But lo yidliku alav divrei kol mutter. But if it was not lit at all, so everybody would hold it would be mutter, because there's no problem at all. Amir Lamara. Mita sheyichta lemos. Person had a bed or a couch, and you put money on the couch. You designated it to count money there. Also l'taltala, it's muktzah on Shabbos, even though there's no money there now. It was designated for counting. It's Rashi says mitzvah bazmona ba'alma. Hazmona means I've chosen to use that for count. I haven't used it yet. I've never even put money on it. But once I say, I'm going to use this area to count money, so it becomes usher. Based from that by Yitzchak, the Tatlin Ner Chodesh of Alo Yasha. So it says Rabbi Yehuda. We said this is Rabbi Yehuda who holds of mitzvah. Obviously, he's not holding about Hazmona. I mean, what is a ner for? It's you've designated for candle for lighting, so you should not be able to move it at all. It should be a case like I designated the couch for the money. What is a ner made for? For lighting. And kilo hidlik bo yet. Rabbi Yehuda says, as long as it was not hudlak, shari little tula, you can move it until you actually use it. So mita de lavachi avida. So a mita is not necessarily made to count money. It's meant to sit on or to sleep on. It shouldn't be lo kol shekain that it should not become muktzah until you physically use it to count money. In fact, that knocks it out of the box. In fact, you have to itmar. Obviously, the initial Masorah of that brisa was incorrect. Hachi itmar. This was the correct version. Amir Amarav. Mita sheyichta lemos. So let's say you have a couch that you designated to count money. So then, if you physically used it to count money, then it's muktzah, you can't move it. Now, what if this is a regular couch to sit on? So then, if there's money on it, you can't move it. As long this is our old friend, Migo dis Katsoy, Leben Hashmoshes is Katsoy L'Kula Yom. It's a very important principle. It's going to come back and forth throughout Shabbos. That as long as the money was not lying there, Ben Hashmoshes, on the couch. Because if it was, even though you remove it, because of this din of something that is already there, Ben Hashmoshes becomes also the whole time. It's as if it was there all of Shabbos. Amr Ula, Mosif Rabbi Yasser, Muchni Shalah. So you have a wagon, a wooden wagon. Below the wooden wagon is a metal chassis which has wheels. So there are two components to this wagon: the wooden box, right, that sits on the chassis. So this is a sugya in Tumah v'Tahara. Muchni Shalah, the chassis and the wheels. So Bizman Shehi Nishmetes, when it's sitting separate, you can think about the trucks that we see. You have the engine of the truck, right, separate from from that cargo thing, or whatever. So you have the wagon, and it's been separated from its bottom. So Muchni Shalah Bizman Shehi Nishmetes, when it's separate from the wagon, it's not considered part of the wagon. Ein chibur law. For example, if the wagon becomes tamei, the muchni, which is not connected to it, it's not considered chibur. The einim nedesimo. You don't measure it. What's measuring? Rashi explains a kli that has 40 saw is not a kabel tuma. A very big kli that can hold 40 saw is not a kabel tuma. So let's say you're measuring. If you measure the wagon plus the bottom, it might be 40 saw. But if it's separated, you don't measure it with. It's separate. Ve'ein matzelas ima ba'olam meis. That means if this wagon is in a room with a mason in it, so all the kalim that are in that wagon, they're not going to become tamei if, for example, the wagon is situated over a corpse. But since this bottom is now no longer attached, it becomes tummy. It's not only things in the wagon itself and that wooden part are saved, but not the muchni because it's not connected to it. Therefore, it would become tummy through the corpse tuma and the oil. The ain't garnos over Shabbos. Bisman sheish alemos. And we don't drag this thing on Shabbos when there's money on the muchni. Implying the Gemara's medayik, ha'ein aleamos shard. That if there was no money there, you'd be allowed to carry it. What? Afal gad avol ben hashmashos. It means it seems that the Gemara is accepting that. It means no matter what, if there's no money on it, I don't care. Even if there was money there ben hashmashos, the Gemara seems to be medayik from there that you're allowed to take it. This is sort of throwing that our old friend of Migudis Katsoi under the bus. What says no? Because I hear Rab Shimoni, the Leslie Muktzah. The Bryce you just quoted is all Rab Shimon. He doesn't hold of Muktzah. Moses is not Chazi at all. But he would agree, by the way, Rab Shimon agrees with the concept of Migudis Katsoi, Ben Hashmoshes. And if Oid Nolav Usr, he would say if it's still on it, it would still be Usr too, if the money's still on it. Even if he doesn't hold Muktzah. The Rav Rabbi Yehuda Sfira Lane. Rav is only like that. There's this concept of. I mean, Rav would hold that there is. If their money was there, Ben Hashmoshes, it would certainly be Yasser. Okay, so we did today and tomorrow's blot.